Welcome back to Newsmaker Live. In a short while, we'll be taking your calls so that you can share your independent thoughts with us. Right now, we're speaking here with Cabinet Secretary and Chairman of the National Independence Planning Committee, Darrel Montrope. We've had a wonderful discussion so far, but let's segue into the activities, the major activities that have been planned, because there are very many groups taking advantage of the independence to plan programs for that period.
I mean, the activities will start off in earnest come Saturday with the National Sports Awards. I mean, and that's a usual time for us again to celebrate and cheer on our athletes, you know, to recognize who have achieved in major milestones, Sportsman of the Year, Sportswoman of the Year. That too is part of independence, okay? But that I'm not trivializing that, I'm not minimizing that, but that is an important enough activity. We have, from the national point of view, there are two particular activities that I want to highlight and emphasize. One is the ecumenical service, that we think is significantly important, because maybe we need a spiritual awakening or reawakening. I shouldn't say awakening, but reawakening or coalescing. And the ecumenical service is an opportunity for that, for bringing the nation together in harmony to thank the Almighty, you know. Whatever the religion, whatever the denomination, it's an opportunity for that. And that takes place on the 21st of February, the Thursday, from 9:30 a.m. at the Cathedral, the Immaculate, the Minor Basilica. Now, it's important enough for persons to know that and to attend, because last year, I mean, I was certainly disappointed in the committee, as was the committee, as to the level of attendance at the church service. I mean, they had a beautiful program, very celebratory, very inspiring, but that's only for those who were there. And we think independence is too important for only a few to participate in. I think there's enough goodwill that must be generated, you know, to inspire and to lift. And so I'm calling on St. Lucians to attend. We've asked the chamber, and they have indicated some support to give staff members some time off to be able to go to church and to participate in the ecumenical service. This year, the highlight of our activity will be that youth rally. But before we get into the youth rally, I want to make some plugs for some of the other activities around independence. So I'm not necessarily going through the calendar in terms of the chronological occurrences, but at least to recognize the importance of some of the activities and why the National Committee has decided to support and endorse some of those. As we were planning for independence and even for the youth rally and the church, there are not enough independence or independence themed songs in terms of material. So you want to think that, yes, this is a time of independence and stuff, but how do we celebrate it? So, and that became important enough when we compared how independence has been celebrated in St. Lucia, how it has taken or not taken root in comparison to other activities on the calendar, social calendar in St. Lucia. Around Jeune Creole, you have enough Creole songs, and so there's enough of music and entertainment to drive a program and programming and festivities. But for independence, yes, you want to be able to sing and celebrate and recognize the artistic creations of St. Lucians, but you also want to recognize sometimes the solemnity or the seriousness of particular events, and independence being one of those. That is not everything about the jump and wine. You know, you want, if you're going to have a rally as an example, you don't want too much jump and wine and flag. I mean, you want the flag waving as in the literal flag, St. Lucian flag, not just a get out a rag and wave song, but recognize that there weren't enough themed songs on independence. And so we were very happy, you know, by the Calypso Association, in particular the Soca Review tent, you know, and their desire or their proposal to organize a competition, you know, for songs. I mean, obviously, well, I say obviously, it is of a soca genre, but nonetheless important enough that they could get material to cause persons to start thinking of independence and to sing and create songs around independence. And I think that is an important enough activity, because what it's now going to do is build a repertoire, build that cultural basket, as it were, of inspiring or independent themed songs. And so the committee thought that important enough, and hence the reason that it is celebrated, and I say celebrated, supported, and that's an important enough activity on this year's calendar. This year the Calypso Association chose not to have the usual Kaiso Bouillon, but instead decided to throw their weight behind the Soca Review tent and to promote that particular. And so I want to be able to emphasize that, because that needs to segue back into the youth rally and the kinds of program that we have lined up for St. Lucians. And I say St. Lucians, not just young people, because while it's a youth rally for and about youth, it is not only for them. Because I think one of the problems that we have in St. Lucia is that, and that's why sometimes people throw their hand up in despair, because they don't know what the youth have to offer. Some of them, they have not seen the talent on display, and for them to want to put their own support and creative energies behind them and to give them support. So I am calling on St. Lucians likewise, not just young persons, all St. Lucians, because you have, whether it's your child is a young person, or maybe a young person, or a cousin, a relative, a nephew, or something, so who is young and who needs to be showcased and stuff. So we're having this youth rally on the 22nd of February, and it will be at the VG Multipurpose Sports Complex. Now, this one, we want it to be, it will be a rally with a difference, not like all the youth rallies of past. Because one of the things that the committee had to do is to take be truly introspective and a critical look at the quality of the events that we've hosted in the past or have been put on. Because, we sometimes want to democratize some events so much that we put everybody in on the program, and it loses its coherence. It also loses its own quality. And we thought that sometimes, because when you put on mediocre shows or mediocre productions, mediocre performances, it detracts from the future viability of, because people will sometimes think, oh, this is a waste, or less than, or they might come there and in a very perfunctory, way go through and plod through, or sometimes even suffer through, through the program. So we've decided, no, this it cannot be and must not be about that. Not at Independence. We must, when we're putting on national events, to be able to put forth our best. And so this year's youth rally will see the best of St. Lucian youth. So we will see the winners of various contests. So it's not just each school have a slot on the agenda. And we're not discriminating against any school or any particular zone or any area. But you want to make sure that what you have out there is representational. And it's the best. It's the best, you know. It is quality. It is not, so that you can be guaranteed of. And so you will see youth talent from around the island, okay? From Vieux-Fort, from Castries, from Soufrière, ancillary canneries. And I'm not just calling zones, in terms of districts, but you've seen talent of different genres. So you will see performance poetry, you will see dance, you'll see theater, you will see art come alive. You will see how creative and how talented we are, or St. Lucians truly are. And that is that difference for this year's program. I mean, we want to be able, I will say some of those persons who will be on that program will include Terry of Hero fame. I mean, the one who sang that tribute to Darren Zam. You will see Monster. St. Lucia will love, to get the young person. Because we need to see that, but you will see others likewise, those who will do dance. And I don't want to, I'm not going to tell you all of the program because I want you to come, I want St. Lucians to come there and see. But understand that it will be about St. Lucians. We were trying to get a special, and I didn't say we're still trying to get a special St. Lucian to come and make an appearance there, because I think it's important enough to show the inspiring stories. Have not just a bright, but a solution, a young solution, who encapsulates that theme, you know, of unlocking our creativity, transforming our world. We will have Janika Wilson likewise as a youth do a feature, but we are also hoping, so I don't want to too much talking, that to get another solution to come then really cap it off, you know, to make this program truly successful. So there is that youth rally, and I don't want to miss that. There are the sports awards, as I said. There's the Miss Independence pageantry. There's the food fair. There's the investiture ceremony. There is one program I certainly need to talk up, because it was first introduced last year, is the Independence Lecture.
Right.
Last year we had Professor Von Lewis, Dr. Von Lewis, former Prime Minister, deliver that inaugural lecture. This year we will have Dr. Hyginus Leon. He is who will come down and deliver the lecture on the 28th of February, looking at the challenges of post-independence economic transformation. Now, Dr. Leo is currently the country rep, IMF country rep in Jamaica. And it's important, I mean, the significance of Dr. Leo to this particular topic at this juncture is very, very, I wouldn't just say coincidental, but certainly important enough. And again, I want to encourage all solutions. So as we spoke earlier of Sir Arthur Lewis and those kinds of contributions, we need to know some of the others who have other solutions who have gone on and made contributions, even in the same discipline of economics.
But it's also important to say that these activities are open to the public. They're not closed events. This is not a thing where you get an invitation and you come along for the program.
Absolutely.
Once it's an independence program, you know, of that nature, it's on the calendar, you're invited to be there. So the rally you're talking about the lecture, the parade.
The parade. There's no cover charge for it. So we want you to come then truly celebrate and understand, because the parade is significant again on so many different levels, to show the level of discipline and precision and coordination and stuff like that. Who can protect? I mean, these things are not unimportant, and maybe we need to do more in terms of talking up the significance of those particular activities, because some people might think these are bygone relics or they're not sure why they're doing this, but they have much significance attached to them, and we really do need solutions to come out and see, come out and support, and so you could see what quality is out there, because there is a lot of quality. Often enough, as I say, people talk up the complaints, but they don't often enough, you know, because maybe it's expected that you should be good and you should be doing certain things, but we also need to be able to thank them and show them the support for the things that they've done. So I want all solutions to come out, and particularly, people are at different abilities, different levels of mobility, and different, you know, constraints. I don't think that we have so many who are constrained that they cannot come to those events. So for all of those who are capable, they need to be able to mark these off and to attend them, because they would attend other type of activities. So I need them to come. But also, they need to show support for those activities or for even that concept. And there are very visible ways by which you could show that support. We started off this discussion about Valentine's and how people, you know, will dress up and do all those sets of things, go and buy all the gifts and stuff. For independence, they can do the same, need to dress the same. I'm happy to see that mug there in terms of its particular colors.
yes.
And stuff. But people for independence or around independence could dress up in their national colors, national wear. Be proud. These are things that they can do and should do, you know. And I want them, not just it's not just me. I guess I'm making that appeal on behalf of. But it's also because I understand its potency, its power. I mean, in terms of what it projects, you know. I would say I was my first truly proud moment of being St. Lucia, or even perhaps recognizing my St. Lucianness, was traveling and living outside of St. Lucia.
Yes.
And feeling proud. I mean, or even when I went up for Labor Day and wanted to proud to go and look for St. Lucian flag, to go and buy a St. Lucian something for me. to wave it
and to identify. Yeah.
So this is my country, my home, my birthday, and I say my as in the country's birthday. It's an opportunity for me, for us, not just me, for us to join in that celebration and feel a part of. It connects. It's supposed to connect and identify as one with the other during certain events or periods in not in the calendar, but in the country's cycles. People are proud to wear certain colors, you know, or certain clothing. You know, Journée Creole, we go through that. I mean, where people wear all the madras and other forms of identifying with that particular period. And I'm saying independence should be no less. In fact, it should hold even, in some ways, even greater significance because of what that event itself means. It means self-determination. You or we as a country, we're trying to blaze our own path, make our own way. And so we need to feel proud of that and identify, you know, in a particular way. And so I'm calling on St. Lucians from this week out or for next week, you know, to start dressing up in our independence colors, you know, in national colors. I mean, not just call it independence colors, but national colors.
Yeah.
Really, truly, you know, to dress up in that way.
Well, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll take your calls so that you could add your voice to this discussion on independence and also comment or ask questions about the activities that have been planned. Stay with us. Don't go away.